And welcome to the Three Wise Men podcast.
Everybody.
Salud.
Salud.
Dendan, good health. Public, everyone. We're back.
And today, we're a special guest. Who do we have as a special guest here?
Tom Paolucci, repping South Philly.
Tom Paolucci, okay.
Tommy Paolucci.
Paolucci,
Like
South
the
Philadelphia
Indian
Marine.
Paolucci.
I'm here with the Three Stooges. Oh, I'm sorry. The Three Wise Men.
Of South Philly.
He represents the nation, people.
Yeah. So, what are you proud of the nation you're representing right now compared to all this NSA stuff coming out this past week? Or are you
I love my country. I love my people, but the government's corrupt and no good.
no good?
No good.
Okay.
They're in bed with the friggin' evil, faceless corporations and the pharmaceutical companies that
Oh my
pushing their
God.
drugs.
It's so true.
In case you guys have been living under a rock, we found out this week that the government is listening to every one of your calls and every one of your emails, and pretty much anything you put on the internet or through a fiber optic cable or through a telephone cable. Apparently they have the right to look into it at any one time they want to, without telling you, take that information, prosecute it against you. You can't challenge it because they can't tell you how they got it.
Johnny,
That kind of sounds like tyranny, doesn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, it is. But, Johnny, this stuff's been going on for quite a while.
To the same extent it's been doing to now?
I would say, if you look back, yeah, sure. When the Cold War started, espionage took off. And NSA was created in a new form of, let's say, identity. And where people were turning against the government because of all that was going on, chaos, earmarkers. They had to create that new entity to just keep an eye on the infrastructure.
I think where it deviates from what you're saying is that now, see, what happens in a court of law is that when you have evidence against you, or somebody accuses you of something, they have to present the evidence to you. And you could cross-examine that evidence and say if you're guilty or not guilty. You're presumed innocent, no, found guilty. You get to question that evidence against you. When NSA comes at a wiretap or finds information and throws it against you, you can't do that now. Because they can't tell you how they got it, because it's secret. If they say you're a terrorist, guess what? The judge ain't going to throw it out, because every judge they have is a federal part of the federal government anyway. He's going to say, look, they told me what it is. I know I can't show you, but that's what it is, so you're going to go to jail for the rest of your life.
You are.
We're pieces of shit.
They say whatever you are, and you're guilty until isn't. Guilty until proven innocent.
So they tell you can leave. There's no presume.
That's right.
Well, they have an invitation to cheat with impunity, which means they're free. They're free from any kind of punishment.
How'd this go down? Why is the people not in a complete uproar? How come they're allowing us to be? And when I think about it myself, I go, people are too comfortable. They go, well, it's not affecting me. They can listen because they got to protect me because I'm going to be a terrorist that's going to hide in the tree and throw a bomb at me, apparently.
Because as Juvenile said, the late, great Italian philosopher, he said that give them the bread, and it doesn't matter what you do to them. Right. The government can do anything to you.
It's a shame.
Right. And that'll only state that they are the law, but they're above the law.
They're absolutely.
I got into it.
We're the 99%, and we should be outraged, and we should do something about it. Straight up.
Okay. I was with a Facebook, little Facebook fight over the, not a Facebook fight, but a good conversation, a good argument. And I couldn't get through to the point. They kept saying, well, it doesn't affect me. And they need to protect me from a terrorist. And why should I care? I'm just going to go about my life and be a good guy. And I couldn't get it through across the point that if they don't want you, if they want something against you, they're going to use that law, whatever they have now against you. And there's nothing. Nothing.
Absolutely.
How could you sit back and allow that? How do you not just talk to somebody about it?
Well, they have a divine right. You have no right. That's the
apparently.
That's a kangaroo court.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Their right is divine, and we have absolutely no rights whatsoever, and that's not fair.
But do we all agree that this, to an extent, to protect us through terrorism, is there some sort of limited action they could take as far as wiretapping is concerned?
That's that's.
I know you're anti-law. We know.
No. What I'm saying is, I absolutely believe in and I told you that. There's a few things I really believe in. We need defense because everybody's trying to rip you off.
True.
Okay. We need defense, but we need defense against our government from them imposing
enemies, foreign,
war on
enemies, foreign, and domestic.
Exactly. There's three things that we shouldn't do. We shouldn't rob. We shouldn't.
Government has an oversight committee.
We shouldn't rob. We shouldn't kill, and we shouldn't rape.
Right.
But we also need a defense department to protect our rights.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was just saying. The oversight committee that's what they're for. to protect our rights.
But that's just it. The Oversight Committee is not getting the
don't-
evidence that they're supposed to be getting. They're not getting that. Really, they're not even allowed to see the classification levels this program's at. They're told they have the program. They can't look into the program. And the Overlook Committee, the Senate, the committee are going, well, they showed us it's okay, so it's okay. We're going to allow it because they need it for national security. What? They don't even know what the fuck it is. They're guessing.
My man.
They're guessing. So what? There's no oversight. There is none. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. And you go into the whole, they're politicians and they're getting paid by the corporate sponsors that they take the money from to get into office. They do whatever they do anyway. So what do they care? I mean, in reality,
everybody's about
there's no oversight. There is none.
The politicians.
That's what it is right now.
Politicians are sleeping with the corporate people.
Right. Evil, faceless corporal motherfuckers.
Well, there's a saying that the law is guilty of the very inequities of which was its mission to punish. In other words, what they wrote the law for, they use it against you.
Right.
That's why I'm really an anarchist. I don't believe in law because it's actually law. Whenever you get law and you create law, it gives them a power over freedom.
Yeah.
And that's the problem with it. There's a problem.
There's got to be a line somewhere.
There has to be. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, law has to be very limited law. Protect you against being robbed, contracting, don't rape people, and don't kill people. It's real fucking simple. It's real simple shit. But they have laws for everything. Go try to buy a house
all
down.
bullshit.
We're in the real estate business. At one time, the real estate page was one. Now it's like 32 pages. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but Billy, it's not really laws, it's regulations.
Well, regulations, but...
Right. And so the regulations...
Yeah, but one regulation creates another regulation, creates another regulation, creates another regulation. It's endless. Yeah. It's fucking endless. It's endless.
It's true.
Look, O.J. Simpson getting off for murder created laws to have other murderers commit murders. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know what I mean?
And then you got motherfuckers
people just don't get that.
Getting set in jail because
But they had the law. He had the law to protect them.
Exactly.
So,
but then it created another law to really protect you.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be caught with DNA at a scene now and get away with it. Think about that. It's really scary. It's a scary prospect.
But the law supposedly is there for a reason. Yeah.
You're guilty until proven innocent today.
The law is there for a reason to stop crime. When did the law itself turned into the ultimate crime.
What's appropriate law? What's the appropriate level? Is there one? Can we find one?
Line.
Appropriate law?
What's appropriate for wiretapping?
I don't think you could ever find one.
No.
Well,
no matter what.
I really don't.
What do you think, Bill?
It's like discipline. Like, it used to be discipline and turned into abuse. Okay? There's a fine line. Just
everything always gets abused.
Right.
Everything gets abused. It really does. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. Now, we may not see it, but eventually, one day, there has to be revolution. People have to revolt.
That's what I'm saying.
They have to eventually.
The 99%.
Because the people are really headed that way.
But that's the problem. This bothered me the most about this whole law and wiretapping. This wiretapping and the power they have right now.
Yeah.
Is it possible that there can't be a revolution?
It may not be because it's so strong.
That's a scary part.
They're strong everywhere. I mean, they have everybody.
That's scary, isn't it?
They have accountants working for them. They have lawyers working for them. They have teachers working for them.
But with technology, with the power they have now, it's literally almost impossible to have a revolution. It's scary when you think about it.
No, listen. The people have the power. Okay?
Do they?
If they have the balls.
Do you think it would be a world revolt because we're going global?
That will never happen. They got the world by the balls. No.
Yeah, we don't speak the right languages.
This country, could you muster enough people to have a revolution? With all the powers they have? I don't know. It's very scary.
It is. I mean, we do have enough people, but do they have the balls?
I always said they mastered slavery. But now are they mastering to the point where you can't do anything? Like it reached the pinnacle where as a slave you can't do anything about it. You just have to accept it.
Well,
are we losing our tools of freedom against tyranny? Have we lost our tools?
Government steps in and they break down the actual family values. What they do is they mix cultures.
Oh my God, that is the worst. They do. They weaken. They weaken with mixed cultures.
And they weaken they weaken. Let's say actually, the culture of a certain group. And when they have these mixed cultures, I'm not being prejudiced now, but they have mixed cultures. Culture's lost. So the thing is, until they develop a new culture, hey, they're in power.
And Little Red Riding Hood story told us that. You have straw houses, stick houses, and brick houses. A huff and puff, I'll blow your straw house down, your
Three Little Pigs.
There's Three Little Pigs. Well, there's Three Little Pigs. Anyway, Three Little Pigs. But huff and puff, I'll blow your house down. But if you make a brick house, it's tough to blow a brick house down. You know what I mean?
Right.
And what they're doing is they're taking the bricks away from us.
Right.
They really are.
Yeah. They're taking our power away. They're taking our will away.
I don't know.
We're all running scared.
You know?
I think the next revolution, I don't think it's going to be what we think as the classical, everybody got the guns. No, I don't think it's going to happen like that. I don't think it can. I think it's going to be more secretive, possibly through the internet, possibly something taking over the system, financial system, whether it be something like that or control. I don't
It's
think
going to be different than a physical
it will not
revolt.
be a physical, everybody has their guns in the street type thing. I do not think so.
No.
Them days are over.
But you don't think, like Anthony was just saying, because of what they're doing with these entitlement programs, they're cutting it down and trying to build a little fear, create fear in people?
I think they're just payoffs and trying to keep fear. That's all they are.
Yeah, they're getting paid off.
Trying to keep control and
But
payoffs.
it will cause some chaos.
Oh, when that
Yeah,
falls
but then
down,
you don't-
sure.
When they
What
cause
kind
the
of chaos would
chaos
that
with
fall?
that, they put the people into fear tactics. And at this time, let's say people that are working people, and they feel that, oh my God, they're not going to be taken care of. They may rob from me, or they may do something to me. Let's say as far as it's a threat, they're going to look to the government for protection.
Well, maybe the government wants that.
No,
Maybe
the
they don't
government-
give a shit about the 50% that are on welfare or whatever. Really? I mean,
They really
maybe that's what they're preparing for now with all the fucking FEMA camps and shit like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they're thinking we'll get rid of them. Maybe it's a population call. Maybe because they know they can't do anything anyway. Well, they're running out. The government will go broke, and eventually there'll be a riots and a little conflict. But then we'll get more control after that's done. There's like most other revolutions that happens. Some revolutions in like Egypt, for instance. The secret government's more in control there now than it was before Mubarak in Egypt. Sometimes in revolutions it works like that. If it doesn't go all the way through, it falls back. And I think maybe that's a possibility. I can't rule it out.
That's why I always go back to my theory of the storm. You always got to find a calm pocket for yourself and your loved ones, and then every once in a while go through the storm to get back
But
to
that's
calm
just the
again.
problem with technology they have now. They're limiting the calm pockets.
Yeah.
That's the part that sucks. But is there a good thing that come out of this?
Johnny, you're not going to control the part, though, as being that there's not going to be, you're going to have secrecy or privacy.
What do you mean?
The government just steps in. They did it a long time ago.
That's the part where I said it's good come of this, because I think inevitably, with the way technology is coming out now, inevitably, we're all going to lose our privacy.
Oh, yeah.
Inevitably.
Look at the new feature.
RFID chips.
But is that not a good thing in that we all can't lie to each other? In the long run. In the long run.
No, it's going to create more lies.
No.
We're all
Listen,
lie.
John,
In the long run, think about it. Really think about it. Past the government, past all that. In the long run, technology gets so big to the point where we can't even almost the point where we almost read each other's minds.
John, let me tell you something. Knowledge is a lie. Because if we had no knowledge, we would just love. That's our nature is to love. Then when we learn a language, we start to lie. Because we all bring our beliefs upon people, and all our beliefs are lies. Even your belief changes to yourself over time. You're going to find out, you're a young man, you're going to find out 10 years from now, what you thought was right now was a lie to yourself.
If you're good, think of it like that.
5 years, you're going to look back.
You're going to
and say,
lie to
"What was I
yourself."
thinking?
It's true.
Okay.
I know it's true.
If I could read your mind right now, you can't lie to me, can you?
No,
Oh, come on. It's going to be like that show. What was that show with Tom Cruise when they had the 3 people in the tank, the 3 girls in the tank?
Well, that's Minority Report. A little different.
But
there.
I mean, think about it. Come on.
I'm trying to say technology. It's inevitable that we get to that point, is it not?
Sure.
It's inevitable.
Oh yeah. No.
So
but
what
it'll
happens?
Probably make people accept it because of fear.
Well,
They're doing it now.
Fear?
Controls.
Fear controls
Fear
everything.
controls everything.
That's how you
And the
control
person who
people.
uses fear tactics, they're the one who's going to be the one in
You're
charge.
not seeing the point. You guys are missing the whole point.
All right, what's
Go ahead.
the point?
What's the point?
You see, when we all have that ability to read minds, the government, there is no really government because we can read their mind too. Everybody can see the whole thing, the whole big picture. So
you're-
nobody can get over
you're
on anybody
saying by
mentally. Inevitably, that's where we're going.
Advanced technology, we're going to be able to read someone's mind.
Yes. Everybody, not just.
I think that we'll be
now
able-
control. The government may come across and control that. You're right. That's a fear. That's a valid fear.
Definitely
Yeah.
not control.
But if we can knock that down, even if we get all control his mind, they can't control it. It's not a good thing.
But
Listen,
no,
inevitably.
it's not a good thing.
Whenever
But what you're-
something
what you're
becomes-
missing, what you're missing, you say we miss it, but what you're missing is the government will always be there to control it.
Always.
Always. When anything becomes too good, the government steps in.
It'll always be like that because everybody needs a mommy and daddy figure, John.
But that's it. That's
Everybody
that's-
needs a mommy
that's
and daddy
true. That's
figure.
thinking of in today's world, in today's mind, in today's technology. When we get to that point, everybody's going to see that, and now you would have instead of having a little bit of people getting, you would have more people in the revolution. I would think. Would you not?
always talk about the power of our mind. We're not ready for things yet. We're not ready to fly. We're not ready to do.
I don't think we're ready for that yet, to be honest. The whole we're talking about, but it's
it isn't
inevitable.
ready. You're not going to see that. We're going to be dead. And we're going to be
True, but when our kids come about and they get to that level,
Yeah.
will
You're going
they
to be
see it?
fucking fertilizer for the plants.
I'm not talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
talking
understand.
about me.
I understand what you're saying.
When they get to that level, right? Are they gonna? When everybody gets read each other's minds, the government tries to control it. Wouldn't they all see what the government's doing better and be able to equally pull together the resources and go against the government? Because the government won't have that edge over them anymore.
The government won't allow that.
So in other words, can
I
we
agree, but it doesn't mean that it's inevitable. We get there. It's inevitable.
Can we have pirating to exploit the government?
Well, inevitable as it comes to that point during that process to get to where we're talking about. Yeah, you're going to hit that point. Absolutely. Anonymous, one thing.
Yeah.
A more bigger, more united. Picture 300 million people as unanimous.
I understand
that.
where you're going on. The evolution is
It's inevitable.
It's headed that way, and it probably is. It's just like everybody thought that you would never go to the moon one day, and come on. We could have flying cars right now. What stops that?
We should have had them already.
Seriously.
Maybe that's the government slowing us down.
What stops that?
The government's slowing us down, maybe.
Oh,
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe that's their aspect of doing it, is to slow it
Now, how
down.
many accidents
They can't
there been?
stop it, but it's to slow us down. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying flying cars is a stupid idea. I mean, we're going to have stoplights in the sky.
No, it probably is, but they probably could do it.
yeah,
Just like
I know
been able to
they
run.
made it.
They've been able to run cars off of water for how
I know
long?
that.
Listen, if
but
you
I'm
get-
saying,
if you-
know
yeah.
how many accidents are going to be?
Well, wait, you missed that. If you can get a car to fly and have everybody's cars fly, you can invent a system where they don't crash
Yeah.
in each car. So I think that would
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll have car traffic control.
They have cars that don't.
That's true.
Car traffic control will create
They have cars right now that won't back in your car or beep and shut up before it hits somebody's
Yeah,
car.
it's true.
Control.
Right.
So it's there.
Anywhere,
It's
I
there.
swear to God, with this car here, I could back up and park in a spot without even looking around anymore. I hear if I'm too close to the side car, it beeps. If I get too close to the back car, it beeps. Too close to the front car, it beeps.
What people don't know is that. What people don't know is in Billy's car, he has a special thing when you sit down a ball spine and grab your balls and scratch them. So I don't know if you know that. It's new, just came
Listen,
out. That's the new model.
That.
Listen,
The ball control.
I want a toilet that can
I
come
used
out
to
with a
do it
hand and
myself.
wipe my ass.
Yeah, why not? They can't have that yet.
You want a toilet to come out and wipe your
Absolutely.
ass?
Now, I want to massage my balls while I'm
Balls.
taking a shit.
Not a bidet. I want a wiper.
Yeah, why
hand
not? Why
wiper.
can't they have that?
Yeah.
That's valid.
Friends, they got that. What's it called?
The bidet that shoots
The
up
bidet.
water.
Somebody asked
Got
me
the
if you
spray,
want,
the air dry.
somebody asked me. They said if you won $370 million cash after the lottery, what's the first thing you do? I said I would hire an ass wipe. An ass wipe. I said yeah, I would hire him. I was paying him $69,000 a year with 3 weeks vacation, and he would walk around with a belt on with the Scott
Right.
single ply though, because double ply gives you dingleberries.
Maybe he said to me,
Right?
Lewis Black has a funny skill. Like the comedian
Wait,
Lewis
wait.
Black.
Can I say
Go
this
ahead.
real
Go
fast?
ahead.
When I used to work for him, before I got hired on the railroad, he said if he hits the lotto, he's going to hire me as a chauffeur, but I got to wear a dick nose.
That would be great.
Right? Remember
No, I
that?
told you. Now wait.
No, come
People,
on.
I invented Mickey Dickey.
Mickey D.
I said
Mickey
I'll wear
Dickey.
it. I didn't give a fuck.
Mickey Dickey, I invented it because, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Right, and Mickey Dickey was this. It was a Mickey Mouse hat, but it had a pair of balls on it, okay, glasses, and a nose, which was a cock, a dick. All right.
And what use did this
Now,
have?
If you wanted the Mickey Dicks Deluxe, right? I had the one with the pump, and the fucking dick used to go up, and it would squirt. Remember the Mickey Dickey Deluxe?
Did you patent this?
Huh?
Did you patent that?
I don't know. Probably Walt Disney would go after me.
2 weeks from now, we're going to see that.
But
Yeah, somebody's going to fuck
that was
himself on that
the Mickey Dickey Deluxe and the Mickey Dickey. So remember, the Mickey Dickey hat but had a pair of balls, and your nose was a dick with a pair of glasses. Mickey Dickey Deluxe, you have the pump,
I was like, fucking
and you would
A.
shoot. Right? Remember?
Yeah, I got to
Yeah,
ask you a
I know.
question before. I know we got some levity here, but
All right.
what do you think of this wine?
I also invented.
Dude, excellent.
This is
Listen to
my
me.
wine. We just bottled this.
It's good.
I also wait. Hold on a second, guys. I also invented.
Thank you.
I also invented. Remember the merry-go-round? I invented the carousel dildo. All right, but that was all.
Dildo around the world.
No, that was, let's say, it was a merry-go-round. It was a merry-go-round.
For girls.
Okay, and it would have you would bring your own dildo and you strap onto the merry-go-round, and it was just
That's
the
a
carousel
fun
dildo.
ride.
It was a fun ride.
What'd you have, like 3 to 12 inches?
Yeah, he used to ride it.
Yeah, wait.
He tested it out.
I had the porcupine. The porcupine. I had the porcupine one. I forgot now. Yeah, I made some good inventions. Yeah.
But he never pat.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the Lewis Black, the comedian, had a funny skit where everybody would
he is
all the rich people buy like crazy shit, like $30,000 umbrella stands, like 10,000 cars. Like, what do you use them on? He goes, I would just walk around from all the big parties, have a little girl, you know, a nice out of college girl, and nice suit, nice suit, you know. Walk up to me, stand in front of me, do nothing but scrub my balls. He's like, what does she do? She's my ball scrubber. They got to be clean. You know, rinse, scrub, rinse, club. And, you know, you have your umbrella stands. Well, my balls are clean. So I just walk around all day long. That'd be a status symbol.
Yeah, but could you imagine my ass wipe? Like, they bring your father to school day, and they say, well, what does your father? Well, he wipes Bill Rossetti's ass.
These are the gloves. This is a toilet
My dad
paper.
wears a dick nose for a living.
Yeah, dick nose. But
That'd be funny as shit, man. Come
I'm
on.
telling you.
I came up with some good inventions, though. I really did. I don't mess with
I always had a problem, though. What would I do when he goes on vacation? He has to have an understudy.
You would have to have an
Yeah.
understudy.
Yeah, somebody's got that.
A temp. An ass temp.
You know what? It was common. It was back in the Renaissance day, or you know, in the early
They
in the
should just wipe with their hands.
early papal years. The Pope had an ass wipe.
I believe it. I think it could be.
Well, no. And then that time they didn't use, because they didn't want to cause any irritation to the Pope. What they would do, okay, he would have, let's say, the sagrastario in Italian, he's called, like the deacon, you know, and he would be taking care of the Pope. He had servant. He was a servant for the Pope.
They had priests taking care of the Pope.
Well, the priest, he was a servant, but he was a servant. And so what he would do, the Pope in the morning would get up. They would dress him. They do everything.
They had
But
piss
the first
boys,
thing
too.
they did-
Piss boys.
The piss boy, but they bathed him. But the first thing he would do was take his
You
shit.
gotta get a shot of this girl right here.
Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, my
Lynn.
God.
Sorry, Lynn.
Have a nice day. Listen, but then, what they would do is they would. No. What happened? The Pope would sit on a box, like a bucket underneath. All right, and when he was done, he would call the sagrastario, or the priest, and he would say, you know, sagrastario is like a deacon.
Okay.
Okay, and he would stand up, right, and the deacon would come over and wipe his ass. Now, when he would wipe his ass, he would do it with pig liver, because pig liver was soft. Every morning he would go to the butcher.
Seriously? It's
Oh
true.
yeah, he'd go to the butcher.
That's why
Seriously.
he learned a lot from
Now,
Well, from wiping
and so
ass.
what he,
from his grandfather.
yeah, my
in Italy.
grandfather
I
told me.
thought maybe you
And the pig liver was real nice and soft. He would wipe he would take a part of the pig liver, cut it, and wipe the Pope's ass, and it would cause no irritation.
Right.
Now, what happened is this guy, his name is Giuseppe, the deacon. One morning, he didn't have any pig liver because he went to the butcher and he was on a holiday. He came back. He said, Jesus, he's going to kill me. I got nothing to wipe his ass with, right? Now, you can imagine. So, what am I going to do? The Pope over there, he's got to wipe his ass. What am I going to wipe his ass with? Well, back in those days, right?
Hey,
Pardon me?
hey, that would you say?
No. Back in the
Peasants would.
Back in the early years, the papal state, he's running around behind the Pope because he said, Joseph, I'm ready. And that morning, the Pope had a diarrhea, right?
Oh. Had the jalapeno bean chili dip there, huh?
Yeah, he didn't know what to do. Well, most people in Europe, in them days, in Italy and stuff, they were uncircumcised. Now, this guy was a little older, so he had a bunch of skin on the front of his dick. On the foreskin. Yeah, but what he
Were you there?
No, but my grandfather told me. He all at once he runs behind the Pope. He takes out his cock, right?
And he
And it
wipes
was
it.
no, he wipes it because all that skin he had on his dick, right up his ass. Woo! And the Pope jumped a little bit because it was a little different.
This is true.
But he didn't say nothing. Now that morning when the Pope, wait, the Pope was eating. He was eating. Stella Mancha. He was eating, right? He goes like this. Joseph, Vinaka. He goes, come over here, Joseph. I want. So now he goes, he must have noticed that I wiped his ass with my cock. He's going to behead me because them days they would behead you, right?
Yeah.
He would cut his balls off his cock, right? He goes, Joseph, Vinaka. He goes, I had the diarrhea this morning, but every morning you wiping my ass, but this morning you did it with so much gusto. It was so good.
Well, in India, right?
He goes to show you, see? Huh? A little bit of skin up the ass is not too bad.
Somehow in all my studies, I never came across that.
What happened to the? What happened to?
Something somehow that has to do with the NSA, but I'm not
I
sure
was
yet.
going to say that.
Well, they get their ass wiped, don't they?
You know certain cultures,
Huh?
they wipe their ass with their right hand.
Yeah, with the right hand.
Left
yeah.
hand.
That's what-
Left
no.
hand.
No, I think it's the right.
The right hand.
No, you always shake with your right hand. You never shake
Yeah,
with your
left hand. They wipe
Yeah.
it with.
Left hand.
Left hand.
Why
Yeah.
would
Yeah. Right, left, whatever one you want to wipe it with.
Left
What the
hand's
fuck?
unclean. It's always
Just
unclean.
go like this. Go like
The Arabs. The Arabs are that.
Yeah.
Yo, how horrible it must have been to live back there.
I'm telling
You ain't going down on a girl who ain't wearing no tampons, nothing like that during
Oh,
yeah,
man,
it's
that's
interesting.
some dirty
Yeah,
I always said that's why they had mountain men.
they didn't shave. They didn't shave areas. They didn't. Yeah,
Fucking that bush. Even when I was a kid, they didn't. shave it. Fucking
Probably that's why they
bushes
did
hanging
fuck
out.
Lambs. Lambs were probably cleaner than them at the time.
it's possible.
I know
Hey,
Randy saw
don't
some
think-
big bushes and some
Wait.
stuff.
Don't think it's any different like now than it was back then
No,
as
it's
far as
all the
dirt.
same.
As far as dirt. This morning I was in Dunkin' Donuts. This poor lady, I felt bad for her, right?
so she went-
She's in the back.
Homeless
And she was a homeless lady. So I asked her, I said, Mom, do you want a cup of coffee? And you know, she goes, yeah.
I was
So
proud of my man.
yeah, I said, so I bought her a cup
Anthony's
of
a good
coffee
I know he is.
and a glazed donut because she said I want a glazed donut.
Probably asked
Now,
for a BJ
when I got
afterwards.
close to her, I mean, she smelled
You know,
of that mildew,
Good
you know,
guy.
really bad, like hadn't been washed for days.
smelled it.
So what happened? I said, are you all right? I said, yeah. Here goes the glazed donut. Now, all at once, I sat back down again, her cup of coffee. She got up to go to the bathroom. She shit her pants.
Salt come right through the
Right, come right through the pants.
Oh, that's not
So
good.
now,
nasty. We had to get out.
yeah, I had to move, but I had to tell the lady, you know, I said, listen, I said real quietly, I said, the poor lady, you know, she shit her pants. You know what I mean? You got to
I wasn't
clean.
looking down.
No,
on her.
no, it's just
She
funny.
shit her pants, you know what I'm saying? You got to clean that chair and table because then people Dunkin' Donuts, you know what I mean?
Give a fuck.
They don't
You're
get,
making $5 an hour.
you know, they don't, you know.
Give a fuck if you're making $5 an hour.
All right, well, I'm just
Serious.
saying. But I told the lady, I said, listen, you got to clean
I
that
would go on
table.
welfare.
You know,
Tell her,
because,
you're better off.
yeah. And, you know, there goes a perfect example. You know, there's a lot of people out there.
And a lot of
Yeah.
people judge that lady, but they don't know what she went through.
She don't know
Can't
what she
judge
went
people.
through.
You know, I'm learning as you
You
get
know what I
older.
mean?
Judging,
You don't know what-
judging's part
what
of life,
havoc
but
she's been
really, is
through.
it right?
Judge
Yeah.
not, for ye shall be judged.
That's right. And, you know,
Only for the grace of God, therefore go I.
My man.
you know, certain people.
Johnny, be
Don't you
good.
love Johnny Be Good? Johnny Be Good.
Yeah. you calling that
Johnny Reds. No, it just fits him.
Yeah.
John the Minuteman, Johnny Be Good.
Yeah. That's,
So
that's
what-
the
but
way
how-
of the
It
world.
was a sad story, though.
It was a sad story with that lady.
Thanks for bringing that levity into the conversation.
Well, what I'm saying is,
How do you follow? How do you follow up the Pope story with that?
That's true, too.
well, wait, you want to
Go from
know?
the
Wait a
Pope
minute,
to
the
girl-
Pope story.
A woman shit herself.
Wait,
Yeah, but what's really, you know what's
Can we
really,
bring it back up to where it was?
all right.
you know what's really crazy? At least back then, in those times, NSA was in the open. People were in the streets
Right.
who worked for the king and just like, hey,
Right.
look, he's doing something wrong. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, there was secret police organizations,
Sure
and there
there were.
was, but they weren't as intrusive as when you go in a farmhouse and they were going to fuck with you. Nowadays, they literally listen to anything you say because you have to, almost have to. You can go off the grid. You
And
can
you-
go
you
off
wanna-
the grid,
but-
you have to. In essence, if you want to hold a job, you got to be some sort of online or have a phone.
The scary thing with you is what you were saying is humanity's on the path to take human out of humanity.
Yeah.
Which is, they want to make us autonomous.
I'm saying it's inevitable. How do we fix it? What do we do about it? How do we do? That's a hard. it's a tough
And you
subject.
and Johnny,
In other words, they want us to become robots.
yeah, but secrecy back in those days was kept better than today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, you could keep it secret.
Have the internet.
and you know something? You know how they
Nowadays,
did it? You know how they
can't-
keep your secret? They used to cut your tongue out. You know
That's right.
what I mean? The tongue used to go.
Fair.
So that was fear.
Did you guys ever hear the story of Genghis Khan and where he was buried? You ever hear that story? They marched. He knew he was about to die, and so he got his best 10,000 troops and marched them out on the path. And after about a certain amount, like 100 miles, he had the 9,000 killed 1,000 of them. And they marched another 100 miles. He had the other 8,000 killed another 1,000. They did that over and over again until he was left with 1,000 men. They marched out to where he wanted to be buried. Each one of them committed suicide, and they buried him. The last people buried him there and committed suicide.
Story?
Apparently, yeah, they still never found
They
Genghis
never
Khan.
found Genghis Khan, right?
That was the story, yeah.
Jimmy Hoffa either.
That's security. That's security.
He's in a meat grinder.
No, he's buried under.
Nah, he ain't buried. They put him through the grinder.
He's living on an island in
Yeah.
Bermuda right now.
Yeah, right. Trust me, they took his ass out.
They probably ate him.
They grinded him up. They just might have buried him somewhere and nobody ever found out.
Father.
He's in the foundation of some building right now.
Yeah.
No, he's under what's they say he's on the Giant Stadium.
Could be.
In the Meadowlands.
He could be anywhere. Yeah.
There's so much corruption today, Johnny. It doesn't.
Hey, no,
Things.
corruption's been around forever.
Yeah.
The
But
point
the
that-
magnitude of the corruption today
It's so-
has escalated.
It's so big right now that
Yeah.
you can't fix it. That's
You
the
can't
point that
fix it.
sucks.
You're true.
It got to that point now. You can't do shit. What are you gonna do?
What are we gonna do? I mean, the
That's
only
why
thing
I
we
guess you
could
just live
do-
your life. Read the rules. and
I
live your
love my
life, man.
country, though. I
It's almost like we
love
came back
my
around to the
country.
person that doesn't like. We almost
one of the
came back to
things
around where
we're
he is. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. It's weird though, but it's
I love
true.
my country. It's a shame. I
I
love
know.
my country,
I'm the
and
most
I have to.
patriotic motherfucker you
Yeah.
ever meet.
Yeah.
But
And yet,
Our
people will
citizens
be in
are
the
good.
forefront
Listen, you can
to
understand
make you
something.
feel you're not patriotic.
right.
You can understand something. Mankind has never changed. Only technology has.
Yeah.
That's right.
Man will always be the same.
Yeah, sinners. Sinners and
We can
saints.
we can wear different outfits from different eras. We'll be
Oh,
the
yeah.
same people.
It's all the same.
Take the
Technology
soul away.
is the
Take
only
take
thing
it
to
away.
change.
Take it
Just
away.
like
The
Bon
only thing
Jovi
is
said.
we'll have to go around door to door and express our.
Technology is the only thing
Yeah.
to change.
We'll express everything that we're saying.
I would say, I mean,
Don't
Oh,
do
I
that.
can do skull.
That's why you got you.
That's right. That's why I'm going to tell the kids out there, never do this. All right? You get cancer in the mouth like me.
That's what he's got right now, and he decided that.
Marine Corps 30 years ago I started. I didn't even like it. Here
What was
I
it?
am. 30 years later, still doing it.
He
well,
was
yeah.
introduced to this in the South by
Southern.
some Southern friends, and what happened is they do that down there. Well, they do it all over, I guess. You know.
Okay,
Yeah.
but what we don't know is that he actually has a plan. So he thinks if he keeps doing it, it'll form more cancer, and that cancer will eat the other cancer, and then you win.
There you go.
So yeah,
See, I'm doing the right fucking thing then, by keep doing.
Well, you were getting ready to say something before
Tell you.
that.
as far as you said, we're the same. Humans are the same, but technology is different.
Yeah, technology.
I would say
We're always the same. It's all
that
the
people.
Technology just affected the way we live, not the way we think. It
same.
really
Right.
did.
You're right, exactly right.
True, but over the course of humanity, we had different ideas that most definitely changed the way we think. Not just
Listen,
technology.
there is nothing that you could do today that is original.
Right, exactly.
Nothing's original.
Like these young punks, they think they invented like
Not true.
this, that, and the other thing. That shit's been around forever.
Not true.
Not true. Give me an example.
You know how? I'll give you an example.
Give me
They
an
said
example.
They
I'll
said.
give you an example
You guys
right
gonna let me
now.
talk?
Yeah,
Slow
let
down
it
a
talk.
second.
I'm talking, man.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry,
gotta let me
go ahead.
finish. You see, they said the same things there in the 14th century. They said the same things in the 15th century. They said the same things in the 16th century, and so on and so on. What makes you think now is different?
Technology, that's it.
You think that's the only thing?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that changed from us up until that changed about all of us, humanity, humans in general.
Women.
Basic. Those basic reptilian things are always going to be there. You're absolutely right.
That's what I mean.
But there's other part of our brain that's not that changes, and we think completely different than they thought 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, 'cause
Education, ideas. That's not technology. There's two different things.
How about
Yeah, you're right,
superficial?
you're
We're
How about
educated and we think different than they did back then. Way
How
different.
about superficial?
What do you mean?
people
What do I
think
mean?
super-
Well, I think superficial means stuff we have, materialism.
Yeah, right.
Well, that probably is technology has something to do with that. Definitely.
All right.
Sure, that might have been the influence. Yeah.
Well, the influence would be like, I'll give you an example.
But that's hand in hand with ideas. That's hand in hand.
If you were doing a movie, we went from movies which are, let's say, there was no speech in the movie.
Horrible comparison. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, no, the comparison is
he's
this.
making a
Then
good
we had, but we had action in the movie, but they had little subtitles and this and that. Then they went to a regular movie, black and white. Then we had the colored movie. Okay. But at the same time, all this time there, they were using people to do the actual play. Even if they used people that they were second actors, they still did it.
Yeah.
Now, everything that you watch is superficial. It's all Star Wars. Okay, but the
Putting across the same ideas.
The people which are growing up today are born into a technology world. It's a materialistic world.
Yep.
So now, should I live a superficial material world as opposed that I still got the real world in front of me?
See, it's a bad comparison. I'll tell you why. Because you're linking ideas and technology. It's the same ideas in today's technology that it was back then. The same basic ideas as it was when movie started. I mean, there's some different changing ideas, but
Well, look,
it's
the
basically the same.
screen. How about a blue screen?
Let me continue.
Go ahead.
It's the same emotions that are being conveyed, whether it's done by digitally, you have a fish doing it or a human doing it. It's the same emotion, the same thing. You may perceive it differently because you guys are not raised in that culture. I am more younger. I'm more adept to it. And if you got a 15-year-old here, he'll be way more into it.
Yeah.
Same emotions, same ideas. It's not just technology is different, and you're confusing technology for ideas. It's two different things.
Well, when people came out with comic books, and you had all the
Same emotions, same ideas.
with the comic book characters and everything,
The medium
we
of
used to look at
transferring
them,
it's different.
We wanted to be as kid, but you found out that you really couldn't do that. Today, people really believe that they could do the things that are superficial.
Because the parents are not doing a good job and not educated. That's not technology. That's the parents. That's the parents' responsibility in the way they're raising their kids, not technology.
And who's breaking that up, Johnny?
The parents are breaking them up.
No, the government's breaking that up.
The parent.
The government's breaking that up. Let
The
me tell you,
government's influencing them, but the parents have the responsibility.
The government's got control on it. They'll say to you, well, we need so many of these people in this school.
To an extent.
We need so many of these people in this school. We
Yeah,
need so
but
many of
it's
these
still the
people. And
parents'
you
job.
can't have
You know
like
what?
one school of just one.
Everything you're
One
talking
group.
about, I don't believe in anything external you could either embrace or avoid. I don't believe it has anything to do with. That's what I'm getting at. Humankind has the power to accept or reject anything.
Or
in life.
override.
Choice.
That's what I'm
Choice.
saying. Choice. So what I'm saying is, I can't see when I hear people say, like you were just saying about the tobacco. You have a choice to take.
I know.
You have a choice. Nobody's going to stop you. If you
Nobody
believe in
made
God, God came down here and says, "Listen, that cancer, like there isn't going to be another cancer come and fix it. You're going to fucking die."
I know.
I mean, it's just that's
That's
the
a
way it
different.
is.
That's a
I
different
admit it.
subject.
But what I'm trying to say is, anything external, we can only make it affect us if we allow it to.
But what word did you use when I told you to stop doing this? What word did you use that you couldn't stop?
Addiction.
Addiction.
Hard-
Addiction.
hard
So
drug
what the
addict.
hell produced that, and what allows that to be on the market?
The devil.
No,
Yeah,
the
but
government.
addiction-
If
Yeah.
the government knows that
Guys,
there
we're
is
way off
causing-
topic.
Pardon me?
Way off topic. I don't know what.
Way off topic.
Yeah,
the
we're talking about
NSA.
drugs now. I
I
don't know
mean,
what.
when you were saying before, let's say pharmaceutical companies.
No, I didn't say anything about a pharmaceutical company.
he
Never
did.
entered my voice.
He did.
Well, I don't know what. We're on the subject of technology and ideas and the change, and all of a sudden we got into that, and I don't know where the hell that came from.
You got a pain in your leg, take this. You got this, take that.
So that's a medium of how they're pushing across technology. But back before the technology, you had a guy selling snake oil and people wished to buy it.
Right, right.
So has anything changed? No.
No.
Technology and the way of doing it, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
But people have not gotten smart enough. Their brain hasn't caught up with technology, and they're being technology's controlling them.
That's what
But is
you're
that
saying.
technology's fault? No, it's our brains for not catching up to it. It's our fault.
It is.
It's everybody's fault. You can't blame anybody but
No,
yourself.
absolutely. At this point, I think absolutely right.
You can't blame anybody but yourself for anything.
But you can't say
Well, that's
technology is doing to us. No, we're not advancing to technology. And who's
No.
what point of technology? What point of the society is making us not get there? That's the education argument. How come we're not getting there?
Why are we allowing the government to invade our privacy?
That's a brain thing. That's us. We're allowing it.
I'm telling you, it's like sucking on a titty, a mommy's titty. Everybody needs a mommy and daddy. I swear to God, and they actually believe all that shit. Identity theft. I mean, who was on TV this morning? I just happened to see it. I forget that black guy. What the hell is his name? I forget his name. He was doing one of those infomercials on this technology to protect you against identity theft. And all. I'm like, do you believe this shit?
It's bullshit.
You want to enslave yourself? I don't want to enslave myself. You know?
I think what's it? The government. See, they always were trying over the course of like thousands of years. They were always wanted to do exactly what the government's doing now. Now you can say I think technology they found a way of doing it, but in the same hand, if we were upping with technology and advancing the same level of our minds as with technology, we would have caught them. They wouldn't be able to circumvent our brains and be able to control us. But once they got technology, either made a course of 100 years, 200 years, they used the education system, something along them lines. They used it to basically slow us down. And now they got to the point where we're down here, they're up here, and how the fuck do we bridge that gap? It's scary. Of course, if we don't bridge that gap, we're never going to advance and get to that level we're all going to be at where we each reach our minds. We'll never get there. They'll make sure of that. Or at least they'll slow it down to the point where it'll be millennia before we get there.
Sure.
That's scary to me. That's a threat to me. That's fucking nuts.
It's gonna be in the millennium before we get there.
That's why you don't support the NSA's wiretapping. I
don't
think it won.
support it. I refuse to support
We
that.
don't, but people out there don't support it.
It doesn't matter.
That's why. Please listen to the argument we just made over and over again. We kind of went in circles a little bit, but try to figure it out. It's right there in front of you. There's no way to justify it. There is none. No matter what argument you make, just go to the basics. We all agree?
Yeah, we all agree on that.
All right. Any final words, guys?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Any final words? Anybody else? Any other ideas?
Well, no, Not that I.
I'm done.
Anything else
On
you want
the,
to add?
Well, on the NSA thing.
Anything? Final word. Last word.
Go ahead, Billy. Anything? Final word.
I just think that why let people invade, or like, who I think it was, I'm trying to remember who said it, but I think it was George Clooney said that freedom is overrated. No, freedom's underrated. Freedom is underrated.
This is why you don't listen to actors.
Yeah, you need your freedom. But what pisses me off is guys like that who infiltrate the mindsets of people who can't think.
Because we're too stupid.
Are too stupid to think.
Speaking of assholes,
Yeah.
No, but who are
That was good.
who are too stupid to think, and we support individualism. You have to be an individualist if you want to survive in this world. Unless you want to be a slave to it, go ahead. But we don't support NSA, and that's my final word.
last word, guys.
Yeah.
You want anything to say, Tom?
Yeah. NSA.
I thought I was here with the Three Stooges, but they proved to me they are the three wise men.
Thank you, Tommy. Okay. Look, people. NSA, whatever group, FBI, whatever entities out there, Homeland Security, all of them, they're just made to control. Okay? The thing is, you got the Homeland, they're over there protecting the airport, supposedly. Okay? The other people, the NSA, they're actually protecting the politicians and they're protecting the White House. Okay. Yeah. All the protections that is for their own benefit. It's not for you, not for the people. All right, so people got to sit back, and they have to realize they got to take control of themselves and get together and really vote on things and really think about things, not just putting people into power just for the sake of, let's say, a political move because they're a certain group of people like a Democrat or a Republican. Okay, you have to justify yourself to justify them.
And
That's
I'll
all.
add one last little quote. Democracy would not die with a big fight, would die with a little whimper. And this NSA wiretapping is that little whimper, and that's all you heard is a little whimper.
That's
and we
it.
pretty much lost everything with this one little thing. So, I don't know what to go from here, but that's all we can say. Right?
All right, people, take care.
Posse out.
It was.
Papa was a rolling stone.